Hey, it's Evie, welcome to my channel. Today we have a change of scene. I have moved spot because I'm so sick of seeing the vacuum cleaner behind me and every time I film. As much as I try to avoid it, I always manage to get it in the shot. So today's video is about attachment, and it's about the fact that you're trying to manifest this specific person into your life and you can't do it. But you think, well, I'm not needy and I don't feel, really desperate or anything like that. But how am I still not managing to bring them back into my life or bring them into my life? The fact is, no, you don't have to be needy to be attached. What you are attached to, you've become attached to the idea of being with them, and you've become attached to the idea of being able to manifest them. So you're getting frustrated because you can't manifest them. So you have become attached to the cycle of trying to manifest them, really, more so than, you still really want to be with them and you do have this real desire to be with them, but you've become attached to this whole law of attraction thing. And I should be able to manifest them. I can manifest other things, but I can't manifest them. What am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. But as I've said before in other videos, you are over-intending and getting caught in this cycle of trying, so intending, and then waiting. So you're in this waiting period, and then you do it again because you think, oh, maybe I didn't do it right, or maybe I didn't do enough, or, maybe I didn't visualize in the first person, I did it in the third person. None of that matters. Absolutely none of that matters, and you haven't done anything wrong. If you've intended and you've had that desire and you've had that momentum that goes with that desire and you've focused on what you want, that's all that you need to do. The reason you're struggling is because you feel that it hasn't come and it should have come. So what else can I do? And that's what you've become attached to more so. I'm not saying, you may be needy and you may have all of those other issues going along with this. Some of you may have and some of you may not have. So some of you may, that's why I wanted to make this fairly broad. I'd shot this video before, but I think I'd made it a bit too specific as to if you're feeling needy and insecure and all of that. And it doesn't really apply. I had an email from somebody and then I thought, the thing is, that doesn't necessarily just apply to a certain set of people, this attachment thing. There are varying degrees of attachment, varying types of attachment when it comes to a specific person, and that is the problem here. So what can you do about it? That's what you want to know, isn't it? What can I do about this? I want to get out of this cycle. Oh yes, I am stuck in that cycle. I recognise that. What can I do? So if you're stuck in that, or if you're stuck in the neediness still and you do feel needy, and when you were with your person, perhaps you were needy and insecure and you don't want to be like that anymore, but you're still feeling like, I just want them back, I want them back, I want them back. Should you be trying to manifest them back? Not at the moment. There's a better way to manifest them back without trying to manifest them back. And I've had success with this with a few clients actually, and last week I had two come back to me and are in a relationship now with their specific person, and one who I'm not coaching, who I've become quite friendly with, she is getting contact from her specific person now, so we're at the early stages of that. But, and it's all through changing themselves and the way that they feel about the situation and themselves, and just not worrying about it. I'm thinking, oh, well, if they respond, they do. If they don't, they don't. And they've managed to get to that stage, and that's what you need to get to in order to manifest easily and manifest the contact exactly as you want it and the relationship exactly as you want it. You get yourself right. So I'm going to tell you a few things that you can do in order to manifest the person without trying to manifest the person. So now it's like, okay, Evie, well, what do we do about this? And can we do anything about it? Yes, you really, really can. And it doesn't have to take that long either. But again, don't then become attached to getting good at that in order to get your specific person back. For the moment, forget about them and think about you, because it's all about you. Now, there are affirmations that you can say, and this is coming from somebody who was so skeptical about affirmations. I really thought, I can't see how an affirmation would work, and I didn't do them for a couple of years. And actually, I've only really got into them in the last sort of 6 months or so, and I'm absolutely loving them. Broad affirmations, all to do with you, never to do with anybody else, all to do with you and how you feel about yourself. So you might say something like, and bear with me and try this, because you might listen to this and think, oh, I can't be bothered with that. I just want them back, and that's that. But you're not getting them back, are you? So what is the odds? What does it matter if you do this, if you have a try? So you have to do this every day, but you don't force it. You only do it when you're feeling good, because affirmations should only be said when you're feeling good. So you say, I am happy and complete the way I am. I don't need anybody to complete me. You can mix these up and that sort of thing. Find your own one that works for you. You don't say things like, oh, I feel good every day, because that you're just not going to believe that. So I steer away from anything like that. So, I approve of myself. I approve of myself in every way. I approve of everything that I do. I say that one to get rid of my migraines, because I've been having a lot of migraines during this lockdown period, and they have been focal migraines, aura migraines. But unfortunately, when I get them, the very odd one, I lose my speech and I get really confused and I can't remember people's names and that sort of thing. It's really scary. So I thought there's going to be an affirmation for that. So I looked up Louise Hay's affirmations, and the I approve of myself and I approve of everything I do. I thought, I feel like I do, but maybe I don't. So I've started saying them, and I will carry on saying them. But I like that affirmation anyway, and that's a good affirmation in general. If you are, what you're wanting to do here is get yourself to a point where you feel, yeah, that would be great if they came into my life, but I'm really not. If they don't, then I'll meet somebody else. And that's a really good stage to be at. If you can think to yourself, I'm open to meeting somebody else. That doesn't necessarily mean that you want to particularly, but you're open to it. You're open to the idea of meeting somebody else who has similar energy to them, who is, who has all of the attributes that you would like in a person. But you can still want this person. That's not going to stop this person from coming to you. It's just really great. If you've got to that point where you think that, then you know that you've got there. You really do know that you've got there. So saying affirmations and expecting your subconscious to change takes about 3 months. And you won't necessarily notice it until you sit quietly and think about it and think, how do I feel now? And then you'll feel that shift inside of you and think, wow, I feel different. That's how they work for me. And I know when one has started to really kick in, and I know when one has worked completely, because I know that I feel differently about a particular subject. When I really think about it, I think, how do I feel about that? And I realise that I do feel differently. So affirmations are great if you're persistent and consistent with them, but only when you feel good, never when you feel bad. Never try to say an affirmation to make you feel better, because it won't work. It's much like meditation. It won't make you feel, it probably won't get you over that particular hurdle. Say them when you feel good, they settle into your subconscious, and then you don't feel bad so often, or you don't feel bad at all. That's the effect that they have on me. But they do take a while to work. So that's one thing that you can do. Another thing you do is, your rational brain will be thinking, oh, I just can't let this person go. I can't let this person go. Or you're telling me that I can't think about them. I'm not telling you that at all. You can carry on thinking about them. Doesn't matter. Do whatever pops into your head, do it. If you feel like thinking about them, think about them. Please don't try and force them out, because that doesn't work either. You are not looking to force anything out of your head. You're just looking to accept the situation as it is now. So sit down and say to yourself, I accept things as they are now, but I know that they can change. I can change anything. I can do anything with this stuff, and I'm going to do it all from within, and I'm going to be able to manifest everything that I want, create my life in exactly the way I want, and they will be part of it. So you accept that. You accept it as it is now, but then you set your intention and you say, so actually do this before you start your affirmations. So this is your little ritual. Well, it's not a ritual, it's just something you're going to do now once, and you're going to say, this is what I intend. And you can write this down if you want. I intend to be with whoever your specific person is. I intend to have, and then say what sort of relationship you want with them. I like the word effortless, because effortless implies that everything's working. So maybe loving and effortless, joyful and effortless, something like that. I intend for it to be like that. Feel it for a moment, that relationship as it could be, as it will be, and let it go. You only have to do this for a couple of minutes. That's your intention set. You don't need anything else. As long as you've got some feeling and some momentum behind it, that's all you need. Now it's time to work on you and get you to a point where that comes easily, and it just comes out of the blue. And I tell you, when it comes when you're least expecting it. Neville Goddard would say this exactly the same. And he was brilliant at just imagining things, pretending he had them, and he'd get them within a few weeks. And that will happen. If you can do that, that's amazing, but more power to you, because most of us can't do that. He would say that it always comes when you are least expecting it, because it comes when you are completely let go, and that might not even be for 5 minutes. And this is the thing here with this stuff. You could manifest this person, a call or a text or something from this person now, when you're getting yourself good at this, fairly easily and out of the blue. But then what you don't want to do is get stuck in the cycle again, because that can happen. So if that does happen and you get a call or a text from them in this period when you're getting better and getting good at this and getting yourself right, be very careful how you handle that. Don't sort of jump in there and rush, oh, I've done it now. Think, how do I feel? do I feel better yet? Am I ready for this yet? And if you're not quite ready, I'm not saying ignore it or anything like that, but respond, but in a friendly, a nice friendly way, but not, don't go throwing yourself in there again and getting yourself right back to square one if you feel that you're just still progressing and you're not quite at the point that you want to be at. If you feel you're there, happy days, go for it. But this is a problem I have with a lot some of my coaching clients. Way back when I was doing full-on one-to-one stuff, this would happen. We'd get them to a point where I'd get them to a point where they were kind of ready, and then their specific person would contact them and they would throw themselves in head first and go right back to how they had been before, and then the same stuff would happen, and I'd be saying, oh, hang on, it's not, I don't think it's time for that. But I can't tell people how to live their lives. I can only advise you and say what I would do. And I'm not any kind of, like I've said before, not any kind of guru, but I am a life coach as well as a law of attraction coach. I'm a certified life coach, and I also write relationship articles, and I've been doing that for a couple of years now. And I research a lot about male and female, the differences between male and female, men and women. It's because I like to give facts, scientific facts. I say, perhaps you should try this, and this is backed up with this science about men and women. And men and women are completely different. We think differently, we just do. And you men may disagree with me now, but it is true. The male brain works differently than the female brain. I won't go into too much detail about that now. I could do. It's really interesting. But so I tell you from a lot of points of view. So I'm coming at it from a rational, scientific point of view, a practical point of view, a law of attraction point of view, creating your own reality. Sorry, I'm saying a lot today, aren't I? I do that sometimes. So I'm coming at it from various different angles, but all coming together to make a really good point, So that is my suggestion to you. So affirmation's great, but getting yourself to a point where you feel that you are a priority. And I've done a video about this before. You are the priority here, okay? You do not have to meet anybody's standards. You set your standards for yourself. And that's not you saying, you have to meet my standards. It's just saying, these are my standards. And when somebody comes back to me, I want them to meet these standards, not to have to crawl up, to meet them, but this is how I want my relationship to be, and I want it to be in line with my standards and how I want to feel about myself into the future. Because for this relationship to work out, you have to go on feeling good, and you have to, and it's a mutual thing, isn't it? It's not just what you want, it's not just what they want. And I have had a comment once on one of my relationship articles saying, oh, well, it's not, you shouldn't have to compromise in a relationship. If you found the right person, you should both like the same things, and you should both have you should agree on everything and all of that. And I thought, well, that's ridiculous, because we don't, do we? We want our special person to have their own opinions and, live their life in the way that they want to live it. The likelihood of you being with somebody that likes everything the same as you and has all of the same opinions of you, I wouldn't want to be with somebody like that. I like somebody to have a different opinion to me for some things. I like to have a discussion and say, oh, right, why do you feel like that? Because we're all individuals. So I completely disagreed with that comment, and I did kind of say that in a very nice way, of course, because everybody's entitled to their opinion. But I thought, wow, if you're looking for that person, good luck to you. So no doubt with this stuff you could create that exact person, but you're not going to go through life without disagreements and things. It would be very boring, wouldn't it, if we just agreed on absolutely everything, all had the same likes and dislikes. It's nice to have a lot of things in common, but it's nice to have your own stuff going on as well. So that's another thing to think about. So it's all about you, prioritizing yourself, knowing that you're a priority, and you don't have to don't put your person on a pedestal and think that you have to get up to their point. And you may not feel that you think that, but you may not think that you feel that, but you might do, or you might have done in the past. So if you sit and think, do I think that? Do I think that I'm good enough for them? Because you are good enough for them. And if you don't think that you are, and you've sort of resonated with some of these points I've made, then you know that you're not ready for this right now. Get yourself to the point where you're ready, and then it will come naturally, and you'll think, oh wow, and you'll look back and you'll think, gosh, that happened so easily. Did I manifest that? Because it will be so easy that you'll almost think that you haven't manifested it, because we do get into the habit of thinking that manifestation is hard work and we should work, if we work for it, we'll get it. And it's not the case at all. The opposite is true. So I really hope that you can get on board with this if you are stuck in that cycle of attempting to manifest them back. you may have got a little bit of contact, but it might have gone again. And that's all to do with you and your head and where you are right now. Nothing to do with the other person. That's difficult to get your head around, isn't it? I know that. And the circumstances don't matter a thing. They really don't. They don't. It doesn't matter what's happened before, because to my mind, we're just shifting in reality slightly. And the version that you're going to experience, that you want to experience, it's just not the version that is now, in the reality now. I could tell you so many stories about weird reality stories, things that have happened to me since I've been on board with this idea. And I thought, whoa, things that have happened and then seemingly not happened the next day. Really odd. Amazing. I love it. I really love it. I just find it, just this whole thing, that idea, fascinating. And I've had some very weird experiences since I've been conscious of this idea. I mean, maybe whatever we think is what it is, so we're creating our own reality. So maybe I am creating that idea that it's a reality thing. And maybe whatever you create and you decide it is what it is for you, because it's all our own reality, I believe. But it all gets a bit wacky, doesn't it? I don't know how wacky you guys want me to go. I could go really crazy with this stuff, but I don't want to do your heads in too much. Anyway, please do email me. I've moved, my website and emails have moved to a different server, and I have found that a lot of my web form queries have gone into my spam folder, but I know that now and I am checking them. So I do apologise if you're one of the people that was waiting a whole week for me to get back to you. I really do apologise about that. My new members coaching area, yay, is going live tomorrow, and it really is. It might be into the evening by the time we sort of sort it all out, but it's there pretty much. It just needs a bit of tweaking, but it will be sorted. So have a look, have a read about that. The coaching page will be updated, and I will put all of the new information on there so you can see exactly what it's all about. And if you want to sign up, awesome. If not, then you are still perfectly, I'm still perfectly happy for you to email me, and I will get back to you. The only thing is I will be prioritising the Ask Evie section from my coaching section. So anything that gets sent there will be prioritised, because it's £5 a month basically, and you can cancel at any time. But those will be prioritised. But I will still get back to you guys. I will, and I'm getting better. I'm getting much more organised. I've outsourced a lot of my other client work that I do because I have a digital media marketing company. Outsourced a lot of that and cut back on the work that I will be taking there. So I have got more time and I am more organised. Anyway, thank you so much. I don't know whether I shall stick to this position or not. It's a bit boring, isn't it, the background? I used to do it from this chair, but I don't know. Might try and find somewhere different.